The movie begins with Kay's family who recently moved to the village from Lagos. Kay's father happened to be one of the chief who is also needed when the king arrives. Kay was very pissed they moved to the village and she started complaining of the internet over there. Few hours later, the king arrived from United States to the palace. The king, queen and the prince were welcomed by the maid and the staff of the palace. The head of maids ran to the king's feet showing affection of how much she missed him. The queen got upset by that and walked in. Few minutes later, the head of maids walked in to massage the king's feet. Luckily, the queen walked in and was irritated by what was going on. This made her upset and she turned back and shut the door. Prince Ben. Ben was telling his cousin how much he hates all this reality stuff, most especially the dressing. Wish he can just wear normal outfits like other people. And his cousin said, had it been his the one that have this position, he will rock it. Meet Nelly and her mom. Her mom is blind and they have spent a lot of money on her treatment. And now the doctor is telling them the only option they have is surgery. It costs about 10 million naira. Nelly and her mother don't know where to get such kind of money. And here the prince came to ask the queen if they could take a stroll with his cousin around the village. His mom said fine, but they should be careful. The queen came down to take breakfast with the king. Then she asked the head of maid to get her a bowl of water to wash her hands. The head of maid called one of the maid to get her the bowl of water. The queen stopped the maid and said she asked her to get the water, not someone else. This made them look at each other in a very weird way. Then she left to get her the water. Well, the prince and his cousin are out. Along the road, they saw a woman slipped and fell down. So they rushed to her. It was Nelly and her mom who picked her up and asked Nelly to please watch her carefully. Back to Kay's house. Kay's dad has a meeting with the chiefs and the king. Kay was complaining about her traditional outfit. She doesn't feel comfortable in it. Mom said, we are going to the palace. You need to look beautiful. Her father said he doesn't have time. Let her change to whatever she wants. Well, here they are at the palace. Kay's admire how beautiful and big the palace is. Here comes the queen. They're exchanging pleasant greetings. Kay's compliments how beautiful the queen is. And her mom said, I'm sure the prince will look exactly like her. The queen said her prince and her are of the same age. Let her send for him so that they can get to know each other. His cousin told him they have a guest and they want to see the prince. Prince Ben said he's not interested, that he should please dress like him and act as the prince. His cousin doesn't want to, and he still wants to. Well, he appeared to be the prince. The queen was surprised and speechless at the same time. She doesn't know what to say because they keep complimenting him on how cute he is and he look exactly like her. Kay quickly approached him and introduced herself. Then the queen asked to be excused. Kay and her mom keep flaunting over the fake prince. Later by the day, the queen sent for the head of maid. She told her that she's very aware of her attitude towards her husband in the palace. Then the head of maid said to her that it's your husband and he's my king. And the king has the right to marry as many wives as he wants. And the queen said, even though he wants to marry another wife, do you think it's someone like you? And she said, of course, because he was in love with her first before they brought her to him. And if she doesn't mind, she has something better doing, and she walked away. Well, Nelly finally got a job in Kay's house. Kay told her she'll be her servant and also follow her around because she's a princess. Here Kay was throwing some shattered old clothes on her and asked her to go with it. On her way rushing out, she barged on Kay's dad and he asked her who she is. She said she's the new maid. He said okay and was staring at her weirdly. Here Nelly was showing her mom the clothes Kay gave her. Her mom was asking her if they were treating her nicely. And she said yes, they are so nice to her. Well, the next day, Kay told her dad to ask the driver to drop her at the palace. And her father said he's on his way to the palace. He would drop her there. Kay told Nelly to run to the palace and get there before her. How do you expect her to be faster than car? And here is the fake prince all dressed up and waiting for his lady. Well, the real prince will act as his servant. Here comes Nelly, who just arrived after running the whole village. Kay slapped her for coming late. His Ben shouted, why will you slap her like that? Kay said, she's my servant. And what give you right to talk to me like that? Or do you want me to slap you too? So they took a walk around the village where the fake prince was talking to Kay while the real prince is talking to Nelly. The next day, Prince Ben saw Nelly standing for over an hour outside. He said she should come inside and sit down. She said no. She'll at least have something to eat. She said no. She doesn't want to lose her job. He said for eating, and she said if Kay comes and see her eating, it's a trouble. She can't eat while she's working. If you can just package it for her, then she will take it home and eat. And he said he would ask the maid to package something for her. So she was like, you're lucky, you can do whatever you want. He said life is not that hard now. I'll be right back. He went and meet Kay and his cousin and told Kay, will you leave her out there standing without no food? Kay said so. Ben said it's either you start leaving or you ask the maid to take her to the guest room and get her something to eat. Kay told the fake prince that is this how you train your help? Prince said the thing is, we grew up together, so we are more like friends. Kay told Prince Ben that she will live here when she wants to, and for Nelly, she was literally paid to stand. Fake Prince signaled Prince Ben to please just go. The prince later took her to the guest house because it was getting dark. They sat down and chat, and he get to know more about her. He asked her why is she working at this age, isn't she supposed to be in school? So she told him everything they have been going through, and she's trying to pay for her mom's surgery. He asked how much is it. She said she's trying to raise 10 million naira. He said how much is her salary? She said it's 20,000 naira. And he said so you have to wait for 41 years before you make up 10 million naira. These ones are already in love. Yeah, Prince Ben is quarreling his cousin for staying that late with her. And he confessed to him that he has fallen in love. He truly loves her. He asked him, does she know that you're not the prince? And he said he will tell her later. And here we have Kate too telling her mom that she's in love with the prince. So mom is so happy. She's saying that finally I will soon be a queen mother. And here we have the queen and the head of maid again. He sent for her and asked for her brother who is in charge of the welfare. And she said her brother is not around and there is no money. Queen said, how is that possible? Where is all the money going to? He said, is she going to tell them how to do their job? They have been working since before they brought her here. She called the queen by her name and told her that because she wears the crown doesn't mean she can do anything. The queen lifts her hand to slap her, but she hold her and asks her not to try it again. She rose and run the palace. The audacity. The queen told the king that she's moving back to the state. She can't continue with this humiliation. The king asked what is wrong again. He said she can't continue staying in the same house with his first love. And he said her parents and her have been serving this palace for so many years. Cannot just send her away. He said, so you're planning on marrying her after the coronation? Then he said he's too busy with the affairs of this palace to be whooped in this. And he left. Here Nelly came to work very late. Kate's mom was quarreling her on why did she come late. She said her mom wasn't feeling too well. She had to rush her to the hospital. Then Kate's dad gave her some money to pay for the hospital bill. She was so happy and she thanked him. After he left, Kate's mom called her and collected all the money. Later by the day, Prince Ben saw Nelly crying and asked her why she was crying. She said she needs to go and pick her mother up at the hospital. And Kate isn't done yet. He asked what time is she supposed to pick her mom. She said around 2. And he said this is past 4. He then said she should go. He will cover up for her. And she said if she leaves, they will deduct from her salary. So he said no problem. She should just give him the address of the hospital. He will pick her. Finally, Prince Ben brought Nelly's mom back home. He waited and kept her company till Nelly got back. She thanked him so much and decided to see him off. He asked her if her mom's surgery is paid, would she leave the job? She said she still needs to pay off for her entrance exam and some other things. At that point, she almost slipped and fall, but he caught her. Then she said, I need to quickly check on my mom. And she left. Well, who do we have here? The queen came to visit Nelly's mom. Told her that her son told her his friend mom needs money for surgery. So they will pay for her surgery and any medical expense. Nelly's mom was very thankful and can't wait to tell Nelly. Nelly came back from work and she told her everything. She even showed her the money she gave her. Prince Ben thanked his mom for paying for the surgery. And here Nelly was asking Prince Ben how he was able to talk to the queen. Then he said he talked to the prince, he helped him talk to the queen. Now we saw everyone having a good time with their partners. His cousin with Kay and the prince with Nelly. Visit her house most of the time. They play games and also play around the town. Well, coronation day is around the corner. He told her he's inviting her. Then she said she can't come because outsiders are not allowed to be there. He said he insists she should please come. But there's something he really wants to tell her now. Well, as he was about saying it, Kay walked in and asked her what she was doing there. She should come right now. And she left. His cousin asked him if he has told her that he's the real prince. And he said when he was about telling her, they walked in. He asked him to, have you tell her you're the fake prince? And he said he wasn't able to. Well, it's coronation day. Nelly has dressed up and was about to walk up to the palace. And the head of maids also dressed elegantly for the coronation, assuring the younger maids that immediately after the coronation, she knows the king will marry her and she will make her the senior staff here. But there is something she needs to do for her after the coronation. Dun dun dun, coronation is over. Kay has found out that the man she's dating is not the real prince. His slave is the prince. The cousin rushed to come and beg her that it might not be the prince, but his feelings for her are real and genuine. So what stupid feelings? Are you mad or something? So you're just an ordinary person. No prince, you're nothing. And she was like, what are you doing here? Who invites you here? She said Ben invites her. How dare you? Why are you wearing my clothes? Then she attacked her and started pulling her clothes from her body. Luckily, Prince Ben came in immediately and stopped her. He asked her to get out or he asked the guard to take her out. His cousin tried to calm her down, but she almost punched him. Prince Ben was apologizing to Nelly for not telling her earlier. He said he tried telling her earlier, but he didn't have the chance to. Then she said she needs to go and change because Kay wants her old clothes back. He said she shouldn't worry. He will ask the maid to get her something else to wear so that she can take it off. He let her change to something nicer. He saw her and he complimented how beautiful she was, and he walked her home. Later that night, we saw someone half naked walking slowly into a room, and here we have one of the maids forcing the queen to read some papers. It's urgent and it needs to be read now. Queen says she's tired for now, she'll read it tomorrow, but she insists she has to go through them now. The next thing is we saw the king walk into the room and he saw the head maid trying to seduce him. Before he could say anything, the queen came in. She saw them and ran out. The next day, Nelly went to Kay's house to work. Kay asked, what is she doing here? Is she not fired? Nelly said they haven't paid her. Kay's mother came in and asked Nelly, what is she doing here? Nelly said she hasn't been paid what she worked for. Kay said, imagine, she even has the guts to come back after collecting my husband. Kay's mother told Kay to leave her alone. She know what to do. Maybe she wants to collect her money. Leave her alone. Nelly was done and she was about to leave. Kay's mom asked her to bring her back, that there is something missing in the house. She checked and found her gold ring inside. Kay's father said, so you're a thief. Nelly said she didn't carry anything. She doesn't know how it got there. Kay's dad said, thief in my house, I will teach you a lesson. Here, the king sent for the head of maids. He told her that kings are allowed to marry as many wives as they want. His father have 5 wives, and that doesn't mean he must be like him. He knows they share bond together, but that was then. After he married his wife, he has no feeling for any other woman again, and he doesn't have any plan on marrying any other woman. So what she did last night should never ever repeat itself again. And the next time she tries something similar, she will be kicked out. Luckily, his wife overheard all this conversation and this made her very happy. It was already late at night. Prince Ben and Nelly mom went to Kay's house. They asked for Nelly. Nelly mom keeps shouting, Nelly, Nelly. The father came down and was like, Rose, is that you? He said, have been looking for you everywhere. He asked her, where is our daughter? They brought Nelly out. Nelly was confused, like, who is he? Then her mom told her that he's her father. The story was when they moved to the city, her father changed. He started dating his secretary, who happens to be Kay's mom, and he is not the real father of Kay. And he said he's so sorry, he didn't know that his own daughter is coming to work as a slave in his own house. Mother continued that she had to run away with her and leave him because the humiliation was too much for her. Kay's mom let her confess that she framed her and put the ring inside her bag. This made them so mad and they all left the house. That night, we saw the queen with warm water and a towel. She decided to massage his leg herself and then apologize for doubting him. And he said he's sorry too. Here we saw Kate in the palace asking for the prince, but Nelly came to attend to her on his behalf. Then she tried to attack her again. Prince Ben came out and asked her what did she want. She said she wants to see him, and he said anything she wants to tell him, she can tell Nelly because Nelly is his girlfriend. This made Kate so mad and she ran out of the palace. Nelly asked him, why will you tell her such a lie? And he said no, he actually wants to ask her to be his girlfriend. And she said yes, like why not? And that's it for Love and the Crown. Shout out to the Queen of Nollywood for putting this together and all the amazing actors. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like. See you next time. Bye-bye.